Alright guys, and welcome back for a new review. Today we're going to take a look at the Disney Store exclusive Amazing Spider-Man figure. This is a 12-inch action figure. And I don't know why I bought it, but I did. I was actually looking on eBay at the original Mego 12-inch, and I came across it, and I figured I'd just check it out. The price was cheap enough. Let's see, look at the back of the packaging. Alright, so let's crack this thing open and give you a better look at Spider-Man. Stay tuned. Alright, so here Spider-Man is out of package. The overall look of him isn't really too bad. He's got interesting costume there. He's got the plastic head with the cloth suit, plastic hands, and then also plastic feet. The fitting of the costume is a little suspect, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details here. So the head sculpt there is pretty decently sculpted. It's got the yellow eyes from This is Amazing Spider-Man 1 it's based on. It's actually not terrible, pretty decent. Doesn't have much of a chin, but neither did the Hot Toys figure either. The costume is just kind of silky, somewhat spandexy, but not quite tight enough spandex material, so it doesn't form fit as well as it could. But this is, you know, kind of a it's a lower end product. You know, it's not Hot Toys or Sideshow or anything like that. Now, as far as the posability, that's where it does do pretty well. So let's go over that real quick. So the head can look left and right, no problem. Has a little bit of pivot down and a little up, almost none. The shoulders can go all the way around. They go out pretty far. It's an upper bicep swivel right there. He's got double jointed elbows. He's got a hinge and swivel at the wrist, as well as finger articulation. So fingers you'll see are on that post, so the two outer fingers and then the two inner, so you can get the whipping kind of poses going on. Not too bad. Thumb, of course, is not articulated. The torso has an ab crunch, so it crunches forward about that much and back about that much, and even a little pivot side to side. It's got waist swivel. It's kind of limited. Hip can go forward about that high, which is pretty good, and it goes all the way out, so you can really good articulation there. He's got an upper thigh swivel, which is on the lower end of it, double jointed knee, and he's also got a, let's see, hinge and swivel at the foot, no ankle pivot. Alright, let's take a quick look at the accessories. So with that, we got this backpack, so it does have a voice feature.
Okay, you asked for it. Reloaded, bring it on.
It's got about 10 features.
This ends now. You call yourself a criminal? Are you kidding?
It's kind of like a generic voice.
Gotta make this shot count. Bullseye! He's getting away, but not for long. I better reload my webs. I am ready for action. It's time to be a hero.
So there's that, and then you get this Gimmicky Web-Shooter, so it can clip onto his wrist, and you just clip it in.
Time to reload.
And it fires. Alright, size comparison time. So here we got Spider-Man next to the Hot Toy Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. He is shorter than both of them, so he is on the shorter end of things. So he doesn't scale in all that great in 1/6 scale, but if you wanted to use the costume for a bash, I'm sure you could certainly do that. Or if you just need it as a standalone figure, you could pose him up and mix them into your collection. Alright, so overall thoughts on this Spider-Man. Do I recommend it? No, not really. It's kind of like a product of the 90s, even though it only came out a couple of years ago. It just seems like it's kind of stuck in that era, like when G.I. Joe Hall of Fame was going on, you know, or Classic Collection. You know, it's like that era quality product. Not a bad product, just not really up to date. Now, it wasn't expensive. It was not cheap either, $34.99. So again, not too expensive. It's, you know, nowhere near the cost of a Hot Toys figure, but it's also not the cheapest figure either. So not something I would definitely run out and pick up. Again, I kind of picked this up as a bit of a goof. I was watching YouTube videos. I was taking a look at some old Mego 12-inch Spider-Man figures. I've always kind of had an interest in picking that up. And so I went on eBay and came across this in the search and picked it up. Kind of one of those things. So not the most inspired purchase, of course. But it's really not that bad of a figure to just kind of fumble with and pose around. He does have a lot of poseability, and the costume isn't really awful. I think the proportions are pretty terrible for Spider-Man, you know, with this bulky upper chest and the way the costume kind of looks, but kind of a fun piece to just pose around a little bit. Definitely don't recommend it unless you're a huge Spider-Man fan, and especially from the Amazing Spider-Man, which I thought was okay, but definitely not my favorite. But that's it, guys. That's a look at the Disney Store exclusive Amazing Spider-Man 11-inch action figure. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching.